Salvete omnes, ego sum Magister Sullivan. Alright, coming back at you with Aeneid, Book 4, lines 198 through 218. Just to recap, Fama, the hideous goddess of gossip, carried the message that Aeneas and Dido were together all the way to King Iarbas, and he is not pleased. So let's take it from there. So this man, having been begotten from Zeus or Jupiter Ammon, with the Garamantidian nymph having been seized or having been taken, having been stolen. Let me go all the way here to posuit. Right, so this is our main verb. He placed 100 huge temples to Jupiter in his wide kingdom. So a couple things to note. So we have Rapta in Nympha, we have Hic in Satus, we have Cantum in Imania, going with Templa. And by the way, this is something called asyndeton. So et is supposed to be there, but it's not. So that's when a conjunction is missing. When there's too many conjunctions, that's called polysyndeton. And 100 altars. And he had consecrated. So erat here is going to make this pluperfect, so that's where we get the had consecrated, watchful fire. Eternal guardians of the gods. And the ground probably was thick with the blood of the flock. And the entrance or the threshold flowering or fragrant with various garlands. So here we can see the chiasmus. And you can probably understand through the word picture here that the garlands were surrounding the entrance. And he, mad of spirit or mad of mind, and having been burned or having been incensed with a bitter rumor, so the bitter rumor, as a supplicant is said to have prayed much to Jupiter with his hands outstretched. And he did this before the altars, among the middle of the divinity, or in the midst of the divinity of the gods. This is Iarbas' speech. All-powerful Jupiter, to whom now the Moorish race or clan, having dined on the painted couches, pour out the Lianian honor. In this context, it's the vintage of wine, almost kind of like a libation, an offering, if you would. Do you look at these things? Do you look at this? Or, Father, do we shudder in vain at you when you hurl your thunderbolts, or lightning bolts, sorry, and the fires hidden in the clouds terrify our souls or minds or spirits, and the needless or mindless or meaningless rumblings mix. That woman who, wandering in our borders, in our lands, in our boundaries, placed a city thin or scanty with price or in price, to whom we granted or we gave a a shore to be plowed, to be aerated, and to whom, again, understood, we gave, we granted laws of the place. I want to go back up here and note, if we look at the pattern of words, right? This one, not so much, but we have chiasmus here. And we continue. She, meaning Dido, that woman up the top, she repulsed, she spurned our wedding proposal, our wedding offer, or our marriage. Again, Nostra here is the royal we, so it's probably best mea, my, right? But here he's invoking his and Jupiter's, probably. And she welcomed, she received Aeneas as Lord, as master, right? Aeneas as master. This is a noun going with another noun that's called apposition, into her kingdoms, into her kingdom. And now that Paris, with his half man or effeminate entourage or band, and this is reference to Aeneas as that Paris, that son of Troy. Paris is again the judgment of Paris, the one who chose the golden apple, gave it to Venus, stole Helen. Um, Son to King Priam, kind of a cowardly son. So Aeneas here is being compared to Paris. Not a good look for that. But in any event, having been bound, or having bound his chin with a Maeonian or Moorish or Mauritanian turban, and again having bound his dripping wet hair, or his hair dripping wet. And here's the main verb. So Aeneas, that Paris again, Aeneas, he got possession, or he gains these spoils, or the spoil, the trophy, meaning the trophy of Dido here. And here we go. Of course, or certainly, or surely, we bear or carry offerings to your temples, or in your temples, sorry, in your temples. And we cherish, we worship meaningless fame, meaningless report. Notice how famam here is not capitalized, so therefore it is not the goddess of gossip here, but actually the word fama, or report. I just wanted to make sure I get all these things. So if we note, I'm having trouble with my mouse here, but that's it so far. So we know that Fama has reached, Fama with the capital F has reached Iarbas. In Iarbas, the son of Jupiter is now quite angry, and maybe rightfully so. He advanced or made advances to Dido, although if she spurned him or rejected him outright, that's fine, but perhaps she was cast under a spell with Aeneas, with the goddesses Venus and Juno in mind. Um, so, again, we see another man or another person in this full of rage, um, and appealing to Jupiter, his father, um, for some type of help. Right? So, um, and after all, he gave all these things to Dido, so Iarbas is perhaps rightfully angry, but um, we shall see as we move on. Studentes, I will see you next time. Again, that's Aeneid 4, 198 through 218. Curate ut valeatis. Vale.